This is the story of Brad and John, two regular working-class Joes who found something special at Brain Brewery. More than amazing craft beer, a place to hang out, or artwork cover walls, they found a friendship. These two are house staples at Brain, and on any given afternoon you can find them catching an after-work pint or two here in Sofo. We sat down with Brad and John to hear the story of how they met and find out how a bar with no TVs brought together these two lifelong friends. But first, let's meet the guys.
Brad Fletcher, originally from Detroit area, live in Traverse City.
My name is John Nigbor, spell the last name.
Yeah.
Nigbor. I'm originally from Marshfield, Wisconsin, and I'm a radiation therapist.
Well, a lot of my friends are downstate, so I guess most all my friends that are in town I've met at Right Brain from being able to interact and have a conversation. I do have some co-workers who have said things about no TVs in that place, or there's that kind of thing, and I've told them that's what I like about it. I have a TV. I have 3 TVs.
The first Right Brain, I just like, I like the place. I like the idea. You can sit down, strike up a conversation with somebody about beer, because it's, you've got something in common with everybody that's there pretty much just because of that. So that's cool.
Generally, I make a phone call, or a couple friends make a phone call to me, and we're like, "You're gonna be there today?" "Yeah, I'm gonna be there today." "Okay, well."
When it was on Garland, I didn't go quite as often because it was kind of out of my way a little bit going home. And now it's right on my way going home. So it's like really easy to just kind of take a couple blocks off my route and slide in here.
It seems like we launch our post-work day here, and we have a mug, and then we go on and do whatever we need to do.
I mean, I really like IPAs, but and that's really hoppy, but I also love double box, which are basically malty. So I like switch it up.
It's one of my shortcomings is the memory of the names of the beers. Some people, like my friend John, who we'll be talking to, is somewhat of a savant when it comes to remembering all the beers he's drank,
Satisfaction, Shadow Watcher, Tiger Style, Second Coming, Dead Kettle.
I guess I'm more in the moment. I mean, I'm still within the recent past, being, Spiny Norman. I honestly couldn't tell you. There's so many.
Now that you know the guys, let's find out about the first time they met.
The first time I was aware of Brad was I was sitting at the bar and Brad was kind of talking to somebody else somewhere.
Basically just, he was either next to me or a couple stools down, and
he said something to me about a shirt I was wearing or something, and
I believe he had a Grateful Dead related shirt on.
And obviously we're both Deadheads, so we immediately had that in common. And
I'm pretty sure it wasn't even what he said or what we said to each other. We probably just started up some small talk.
Brad was saying, well, Bonnaroo is like next weekend, and I was like, no, it's this weekend.
And so we got talking, we had things in common, we had been to the same places. Seen the band in the same places, and seemed to have the same enthusiasm for the music. And from there, we started hanging out. We started going to shows locally, or here, just any kind of music, just because we love music and we like beer.
Then we started going to shows together. We went to a Dead show, some further shows, festivals, and just got to know each other and became really good friends.
Because we have so many interests that are in common, then we share those and pass on what we've found out throughout the week or whatever. So I have brothers that live in Kalamazoo that I don't see very often. And seeing John is like seeing those brothers that I want to see more often, but I don't get to. But it's like, hey, there you are. You know, I get to see him. So when I see John, it's always good. You know, he's like a brother.
Very outgoing, friendly, easy to talk to. Just a good all-around guy. You know, somebody you can trust. And, that's about it, I guess. And fun. You know, have some serious fun together.
We went to the Grand Traverse Winter Brew Festival as a porterhouse deal at the Commons. It must have been a couple years ago. You know, we both like to drink beer, and our constitution is fairly strong, or we like to think. Did the beer festival, and trying to be responsible adults, we're like, okay, hey, it's not too late, so let's take the shuttle to Right Brain, and then from Right Brain we'll take a cab back to my house where we'll both crash. So we hung out the Right Brain after the beer festival for a couple hours. Eventually, Right Brain closed, and so we went outside. We were hanging out waiting for the cab. Cab came, we got home, all was well. Next morning, John was on the couch, I came out of my bedroom. Man, it's like my wrist, it felt like I broke my wrist or something. I couldn't pick anything up, I couldn't do anything. John, I saw him and he lifted his head up and he looked like he got a bullet in the forehead. He just had this blood coming down his face. And I was, man, what happened to you? You know, what are you talking about? I said, oh, you look like you got shot or something. And my right hand hurt, my wrist hurt. He had this big knot on his head. I was like, we wouldn't have scrapped, would we? You know, anyways, like, no. We never did figure out exactly what happened. I couldn't use my wrist for a month or two, and he had this big wound on his head. It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But it was a special.
That's hilarious.
It was a special, special occasion.
No, serious fun.
The atmosphere of Right Brain is why John and I met each other, and it's pretty much an invaluable relationship in my life. I'm grateful for it.
Well, you know, if you want to meet somebody, just talk to somebody. It's easy to find somebody to talk to here.
Everybody could pick something up from hanging out with John.
It's easy to see why these two have formed such a great friendship, and on behalf of everyone here at Right Brain, I'd like to thank Brad and John for sharing their story. Remember the next time you're trying to get away from it all that there's a little spot in Sofo waiting for you too, an unpretentious and vibrant atmosphere where conversation is king and the beer is always flowing. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, beer no evil.